this angle's really not good. Tensions. And well, remembered to bring my windbreaker today. Hope you can hear me okay and see me. It's shaking around quite a bit. The cycle path's not very even. But oh my gosh, I've got saddle sore. But gonna push through. William and I have decided to cycle up to the lake, which is quite a bit further than the windmill I cycled to the other day. But it'll be good. I think it's going to be difficult because it's uphill. Then coming back will be nice and downhill. Slow ride, I hope. So, I was apping with Linda this morning, a friend, and it sounds like her and her husband also had exactly the same thing I've had. And Linda's had one of the other coronavirus symptoms, loss of smell and taste. So I'm like 99.9% certain now that I've had the coronavirus. And she said it's like a week and a half and her smell and taste still hasn't come back. And I said, yeah, I can't get rid of this headache. And today I feel a little bit wheezy again. Yesterday felt good, but that's also what I've read on like these symptom trackers. Come on, Will. That it can ease off, and then like a week later they come back again, the symptoms. So just keep an eye on it. I feel okay. The headache's definitely a lot less than it was. It's just there lingering anyway. Fine. So we're going to cycle up to the lake. Tomorrow, the weather forecast, it's going to be warmer, but they're forecasting rain. And our boat's supposed to be coming out of storage tomorrow, so I don't know if we'll get a little quick sail on it. I don't know, who knows. We'll see. And then, I don't know if it's going to come across to Holland. I'll check that yet. But I heard in the UK that some places are expecting like a cold weather spell and possibly sleet and snow. How can that be? Look at it now, it's gorgeous. So, I don't know. At the moment, enjoying that we can get out, get a bit of freedom. Can you see I'm talking to the right lens this time? Drove me mad. When I was editing the windmill vlog, I was like, oh, it really annoys me when I watch vlogs and they don't look at the camera, and then I was doing exactly the same thing. Sorry about that. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling now, catch up with Will, and then show you when we get to the lake. A lot when both the boys were small, because you can see there's this really nice like man-made beach, but since we've had the boat we don't bother anymore. We sometimes sail up to, there's a jetty on the other side, pick up friends, but yeah, all the kids come swimming a lot. They'll come here in the evenings, you know, meet up with like a gang of them, but it's such a nice place. You can see how clean the water is, and I hope you can hear me. It's quite windy, but we're on like the highest level. And then what you saw, that big tall building, that's the water tower, which windy, which is open, sorry, I'll turn around. It's open a couple of times of the year for the public. I've never been in. You've been in, haven't you, Will?
Yeah.
With school, yeah, they take...
Put this behind.
I
Probably in the wind.
don't think it works. It's okay. But well, as you can see, there's not many people here. Everybody who is here is in pairs and social distancing, which is great to see. It wasn't too bad, that cycle though, quite enjoyed it. Here I'm still sort of gasping for breath. I'm just getting sick of it now, I wish it would just go away. So I think we're just going to have a little stroll and then get back on the bike, cycle home, and then it's lunchtime I think by the time we get home. What should we have for lunch, Will?
I don't know.
No ideas. That tuna and sweet corn was really nice yesterday.
Yeah, I like it in wraps.
Yeah, we did it with wraps in the end to conserve our bread. I'll have to see what else we've got in the store cupboard, although Lawrence did go shopping, so I'm not desperate for food. There's a bench here with my name on it. It's 4 degrees. You can hear the wind. And somebody's in the lake swimming.
This would be a nice place to
Don't jump off there, Will, you break your neck.
Up there.
Yeah.
You can do it like this.
But can you believe it? Some people are just crazy.
Those are the Dutch people. Quick speed clean. This kitchen looks like an explosion's gone off on it. Lawrence has just taken William to the shops, although I'm pretty sure only one of them can go in the shop at a time. But he's run out of well, not he, sorry, Joshua and William have run out of batteries for their Xbox controllers, so William's been asking Lawrence all afternoon to take him, so I don't know if they're going for a walk or they're in the car or no clue. But that bike ride was really nice, but I think it was actually way too much for me because when we got back I could hardly breathe. I was like really struggling to breathe and I was just exhausted, so I think that was like just a tad, like a stretch too far for me. So I can carry on talking. But I enjoyed it, but obviously, you know, I've got to be realistic and recognise that I'm just still not well. So it's a bit frustrating. Anyway, baby steps. We'll see. But it was really nice. I can't get over that woman though swimming in the lake. I told Lawrence and his eyes were this big. He couldn't believe it. I said, she must just do it every day. It must be like a thing. Like, cold swim. I mean, she was in the shallow end, but still, I mean, 4 degrees, that's a little bit cold for anybody's standards. And thing is, if anything happened to her, there's nobody around to save her. I mean, there's no like lifeguards or anything there, so. Okay, well that's a little bit clean now. Oh, I can't handle, you know, just mess. Nobody cleans up after themselves. You know, they come and they just help themselves to food and make drinks, and then yeah, then that's it. They just leave it, you know, exactly where they sort of finished with it. It's driving me nuts. So I'm trying not to let things get to me, but now and again, when I see things like that, it's like, oh, okay, I don't know what I'm going to do this afternoon then. It's about, 3:30 now. Hey, Jack. And I was going to paint a chair that I picked up off the roadside. I think once every couple of months they do, like the council does like a collection, and you phone them up and you give them a guesstimation of how many things you've got to put out, and it's usually household stuff, bulky items like, I don't know, 4 chairs, a sofa, a fridge, that kind of thing. And this was weeks ago now. I was driving down our street and I saw there was a chair on the side of the road amongst other things. So I pulled up, and it's one of these inexpensive IKEA wooden chairs, and it's in really good condition. Apart from the seat, the corner of it looks like a puppy or a dog's chewed it. But I've actually got this really nice flamingo upholstery fabric that I've been wanting to cover one of the footstools in, but the boys are heavily objecting because their stools are actually theirs. They've got one each. I've covered them in a Union Jack. Anyway, so I thought, well, I'm just going to take that chair, give it a good clean, and I've got some foam, and I've got some batting, and I've got the fabric, I've got an upholstery gun, and I've got paint. So I thought, well, I'll do that up. And since then it's been sat in the back of the car, so thought I might do it this afternoon, but I've just been in the garden to give Daxter a bit of a brush because he was a bit nutty, and it's quite cold. The sun's gone down at the back of the house now, and I thought, don't think I'll bother with that today. So I don't know what else I'm going to do. I'm actually just feel so tired, like wiped. As I mentioned the other day, Lawrence is still watching the Sons of Anarchy. I think he's on the end of season 6. And I think there's 7 in total. So we're almost coming to an end. And then no idea what he's going to watch after them, because he's pretty much watched them back to back to back. And it's okay. I don't mind them. As I said the other day, I can sort of dip in and out and still pretty much pick up the storyline. Oh, it's the postman. Probably delivering bills, knowing our luck. Won't be anything fun. So I don't know what else to do this afternoon now. I'm sort of tempted to have a sleep, but I did crash out on the sofa for 10 minutes. I sat there and I just went off. So I don't know if that's such a good idea. I don't know. I'd have to have a think. William dialed in on like a conference call, I think it was, on like a Skype with the whole class. His teacher, so we got a message from his teacher last week, I think it was, asking them to fill in what parts they would like to play in the last year musical. They always do musical at the end of the year. So William filled that in. He wanted to do like a duo role with his friend Floris. And then yesterday they announced the parts, and him and Floris got the parts they wanted. So then today the whole class dialed in, and then they did like a rehearsal over the phone of the musical. So he was up there for, I don't know, about an hour and a half. Said it went really well. So I just hope that it actually happens. I hope that they manage to get back to school before it finishes. They've got, so in the last year, they do lots of nice things. So sports day, they get to lead groups of the little kids. That didn't happen because it was the week of when we had torrential rain in Holland. So that got cancelled, and he's still disappointed about that. And then it's touch and go about the musical, and then they're supposed to be going camping mid-May. So I mean, if we're still in lockdown by the 1st of June, which is what the government announced last week, then that's not going to happen. And then there was like a teenage disco thing that they were going to go to this weekend. Obviously that's been cancelled. I just feel so sorry for them. I was watching the English news earlier this week, and there was all like the you know, like the high school leavers, and you know, they couldn't do anything. There was no like prom, and we didn't have prom when I went to school in England. I think it's very much like an American custom that's made its way over there, and we don't do it in Holland. But yeah, everything was cancelled. You know, presentations, parties, prom. You think, God, it's just so sad. I mean, we all appreciate why we're doing it and the severity of it, but you know, it's all those sort of special moments. You think, those poor kids, you know, it is a shame. Anyway, if things with William get cancelled, then I'm sure we've got quite a good group of mummies who organise everything. So I'm sure there'll be something, you know, what they'll do. I remember one year, let me think, it was about 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. So the lake that we went to today, in the lake, there's actually islands that have been sort of divided up into like small plots. And originally, they were used for growing because it's all, the lake is man-made, and they used the plots of land to grow because it's very high in peat. It's very rich soil. And then, you know, slowly as the years have gone by, and then, you know, technology's changed, and then people started growing in glass houses or greenhouses. So a lot of the families kept the islands or the plots, and they've made them into recreational islands. And sorry, my back's itchy. And the council own, I think, 3 of them, so they're public islands. So we often sail to them and have picnics on them, and the kids can swim. And then, so anyway, the point of the story is, a couple of years ago, I think 3 or 4 years ago, one of the families of one of the kids from school, their family owns quite a big plot on one of the islands. So they got together with a couple of other parents, and then they had like a couple of like these big scout tents, and then the kids took sleeping bags and blow up beds and camp beds, whatever, and then they went, the whole class went and slept on the island for a weekend, and some of the parents as well, although I understand the parents were knackered, didn't sleep. And it was like really, really hot summer weather, and there was all floaties in the lake, and they did like spooky ghost tours at night, and they had, you know, they did marshmallows on the fire, and you know, they had such an amazing time. So William scored really lucky with his school year, I must say. Joshua had a really good group, but it was very much sort of like the boys separate and the girls separate. Whereas with William's class, it's very much like the whole gang kind of thing. So special, nice memories. So anyway, I hope that if none of the planned school activities go forward, that we all put our heads together and do other things for them. That would be nice. Okay, I'm going to carry on cleaning quickly before they come back with the batteries. Oh, I remembered a quick project I wanted to do. Remember I bought these little trays? They were like 50 cents from the thrift store. I wanted to give them a quick coat of paint. I've got this really, really cheap chalk paint that I got from the Action. I've no idea what the quality's like, so I'm just going to give it a quick coat. And then I've got these napkins. I'm going to decoupage them. While that's drying, I need to just pick out what flowers I would like to decoupage on the box. So I think I'm just going to concentrate on these pink flowers. So you can either cut around these with the scissors, or what gives a nicer effect is either with a paintbrush or with your finger, it's fine. You just trace around the outline of the flower, and then you just tear your image away, and then it gives it like a nice sort of jagged frayed edge, which actually blends much nicer. Okay, I've got this decoupage glue, but if you smell it and look at it, it's just PVA, I'm pretty sure it is. So, and then the other thing what you should have to hand is either a bit of cling film, or this is just a sandwich bag, because once you stick the image on, your fingers will just drag it, so you need something that's more non-stick. So anyway, you'll see what I mean. So first, let's try this one. I'm just gonna go ahead and paint a generous amount of glue on it. It's all water-based, so don't worry about getting it on your fingers, because you're gonna make a mess. Okay, and then at this point you have to be really careful, because then it starts to get quite fragile, the image. So I think I'll stick that here. So I'm going to stick it on, and then just gently with the paintbrush tap it down, and you can get more glue on your brush at this point. And then with the plastic bag, I'm just really gently gonna smooth any sort of creases out. There we go. So I'm going to carry on and do the rest of this on off camera, because it's going to take a while, even though it is a really quick craft to do. And then when I've finished, I'll show you. Okay, dry. Quite pleased with that. The decoupage glue I bought, I've had this a long time. It's actually matte, so it's not dried too shiny. So I might put another coat on it, or leave it, I don't know. But it's all right for 50 cents. So, cheap chalk paint, 50 cents from the thrift store, and some paper napkins, bit of glue. Maybe you should give that one a go. The other thing that's arrived, I have been waiting for this. My Molly Makes delivery. There's a reason I'm so excited to get this. Let's see. Obviously, I'm not going to go through the entire magazine with you guys. So you always get a little kit. Oh, nice. Tilly and the Buttons pattern. Very happy with that. And sewing guide. Well, we all know I've been sewing lately, so super happy with that. That's the front cover. Ooh, it looks like a nice addition, this. I'm just going to quickly flick to... Got it. Should have been prepared for that. Okay, they always do like her favourites to follow page, and I've actually followed quite a few people from this myself, but drum roll, I told her that I had bragging rights over this, so she knows full well I'm going to show off. But look, guys, it's Elise from Les Petits Saint Crochet. How cool is that? You probably know, if you've been watching for a while, that I'm a huge fan of Elise, and actually I'd class her as a very dear friend. So, oh nice, I'm super happy to get that. She did, she posted a picture on her Instagram a couple of days ago, and Elise knows that I have a subscription to Molly Makes, so I was like, oh, I can't wait for my edition. So anyway, I'm going to grab William. Oh, it's gone a bit chilly in here. And then Lawrence is making hamburgers for dinner, so I think we're going to get out of the kitchen and go and take the doggy for a walk. So I think I'll just wrap up here. So I hope everybody's well. I hope you survived our second official lockdown week. By my calculations anyway, for Holland, it's 2 weeks. Aside from being really, really sick the first week and most of the second week, I'm feeling very optimistic. I'm starting to feel better. I've still got the headache. Hopefully, one of these days, I'm going to start the vlog with saying, my headache's gone. And I'm not taking anything for it. I'm just sort of letting my body do what it needs to do. So hopefully, fingers crossed tomorrow. And then I'm not sure if I will vlog or not tomorrow. As I said, the boat is supposed to be coming out, but the weather forecast is rain. So I need to just play that one by ear. If I've got anything interesting to do, of course, I will do a vlog, and then if not, I will just film something over the weekend, or if not, next week. Okay, guys, thanks again for tuning in. Thanks again for all your lovely, lovely comments. I really enjoy hearing from all of you. Yeah, it's really nice. We're like a little sort of community now. The other thing, I would really love it if you could share my channel and recruit some more viewers. That would be amazing. I did have a couple of shout outs last month. Ellie from Craft House Magic, she gave me a mention. Jeanette from Crafty Cakes gave me a mention. Sylvia from Vintage Kitchen Vixen mentioned me. And of course, Claire from Sporty in the 40s. And I obviously, you know, I love to shout out channels. But yeah, it would be nice if we can sort of up the numbers a little bit now, because yeah, it's a year in. I should be growing a bit by now, but I'm not very good at the self-promotion thing. So if you guys can spread the channel and recruit some more crazy people to join us, that would be great. Okay, I'm gonna go walk the dog, say goodbye, and stay safe, everyone.